What's up, everybody? This is Brad, and Fortnite Chapter 2 is ending in less than a week. This coming Saturday, we will see the end of Fortnite Chapter 2 as a whole. And I'm kind of sad, a little bit. I mean, not really, but I mean, I'll miss this map. I mean, this game has become one of my favorites to play, and I always look forward to the end of a season because a new season's coming. But, this is the only map I've played on. And so, surely it will be gone. I can't imagine that after 2 years on this map that it will still be here. But, I thought I would go over some of my favorite parts of Chapter 2. Look back on this chapter as a whole and each season and talk about what I did and didn't like about them all. Just in a real quick summary of the last almost 2 years since I've been playing this game. So right off the bat, can't talk about Season 1 because I did not play Season 1. That's because I only got into Fortnite originally because I wanted the Deadpool skin from Season 2. And honestly, I really liked this season. It was, of course, the game was completely new to me at the time. Though... And the whole island was new to me for this season. And of course, I primarily just played to get the Deadpool skin. So what happened was I got I've told this story before. I got an Xbox One S for Christmas. It came with some stuff for Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, and Fortnite. And so I got the Rogue Spider Knight skin. That was part of the bundle, and 2,000 V-Bucks, and I saw you could get in, but you had, if you wanted the Deadpool stuff, you had to buy the Battle Pass. So I was like, okay, 2,000 V-Bucks, it costs like $9.50 for the Battle Pass. I'll get the Battle Pass. And then it was just waiting. I played around a little bit, recorded some footage because I knew this game was very popular, even though I didn't really know much about it. But won a few early matches before I got into the point where people were really like, before I was getting matched up with sweats, I enjoyed a couple of victory royales there. But this was a fun season for me, very memorable because it was my very first season to play the game. And I liked the spy thing. I just didn't personally care about it until later. I wish I had paid more attention to the storyline at this point, because I'm now a big fan of the Midas character. Even though this was the season he was introduced in, there's so much mystery surrounding him, what happened to him. There's been hints that he's not actually gone and that he may come back, or he's supposed to come back. But even the gold in the game now that you use as currency in game is supposedly tied to him. So again, this was a fun chapter. This was a fun season, and the thing is, I did get the Deadpool thing. It's still one of my favorite skins in the game, and I still love Agent Peely. I try to do at least one Deadpool video every season and one Agent Peely video every season, and I want to collect more of the Peely skins. I hate that the original Peely is a Battle Pass skin, so I can't get that one, but I do hope to see more versions of Peely in the game because I love that character. Just a big banana in a suit. That's all you need. But anyway, we move on from Season 2 to Season 3, where the map was flooded. And this is, this is one of the weaker seasons, in my opinion, outside of the map being flooded, which was really interesting. I didn't expect that the map would be mostly covered in water and you would have to avoid sharks. And that was also the Marauders were dropping out of the sky randomly. I kind of wish I'd pay more attention to the Ghost and Shadows storyline. I wish that would come back, to be honest. But, and they're teasing a little bit of stuff with the first Shadows set. You get the 3 skins for Midas. I still hope Midas comes back. But anyway, we get Midas's daughter in this Battle Pass. Aquaman was a secret skin here. Again, not aside of the interesting aspect of the map being flooded, and then we got cars once the map had returned, when all the water had finished receding, they enabled driving cars. And so that was a fun addition to the game. But otherwise, I think this was one of the weaker seasons in terms of like, I just, for some reason, this just once the water was gone, like that just, it was like, okay, we're kind of back to normal now, minus the cars. But I didn't hate the season. I think this might be one of my least favorite battle passes, though, as a whole. Like, Aquaman was the secret skin, and while he's cool, I don't know, maybe it's the whole thing with Aquaman's reputation. He's sort of underwhelming as a hero, and people used to make fun of him. I think they're trying to rectify that, but because like this is the live action Aquaman that we got, not like comic book Aquaman. So I think they're trying to make him a very serious character instead of the where you get the trope of where he just kind of talks to fish and that's it. But no, although I don't hate any of the skins though. I just think that they didn't any of them like really like wow, At least not compared to some of the other battle passes we have, especially considering that we leave season 3 for season 4, the Nexus War, an all Marvel season. This was wild, man. Like, I think this might be my favorite season still, because all of these characters in the battle pass were at least characters I was somewhat familiar with. I couldn't tell you anything about like the old comic books or anything like this, but I've watched the old X-Men cartoon. Like that's my connection with superheroes is the cartoons and some of the video games. But more specifically the cartoons. Like I watched the old X-Men animated series, some of the Spider-Man cartoons. I was a big fan of the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes series. Like I love Marvel vs. Capcom. So that was my reason for being excited about this season, and I knew who all the characters were, even if I wasn't like super familiar with like I didn't know anything about this updated design for Thor. I'm not really super familiar with Mystique, other than I know she's an X-Men character and she can shapeshift. I got that, but it's just. Like, the fun thing for me was seeing all these characters, and I realized how many of them were in Marvel vs. Capcom, so when I did my Fortnite videos, I could use music from that game, and that was, like, a big thing for me. But, like, the battle with Galactus, that was so cool. And the fact that, like, he was always a looming presence, in the sky, and as the season got closer to the end, he would get closer to the island, and you could, like, originally he was, like, a little red star in the sky, and you could actually see his helmet, like he was flying down as a still image that they had put in the sky. Then he was eventually off the side of the island, peering up out of the water. At least it looked like he was coming up out of the water. It actually was. He was just so massive that it looked like, like he was huge. But that was a cool event. That was also the season that we got like so many map changes. Like they teleported New York to the island and various little monuments and stuff from Marvel references, like Black Panther's big statue, a giant dog house for Ant-Man. That was a wild season, man. And then that was the same season we had the Fortnite mirrors with the return of Midas. I actually liked that. I was disappointed to find out that people did not like the Midas army gimmick. I thought it changed the game up enough. Like, because usually you get killed, you're out. Well, in this, for Fortnite mirrors, you get killed, you come back as a ghost, and then you join up as this big team. Like, that was so fun to do, though. Like, yes, it was frustrating, but it was so fun because there would be a time or two where I was like the last living player left, and I almost won a round. I think I got pretty close to winning a round and staying alive through the whole thing, but it was so fun, and especially when you like there's a clip I uploaded as part of one of my videos where I got just. It was like 10 ghosts swarmed me at the very end, all these ghost players. It was so funny to see them all jumping at me. But that was a really fun season. Probably my favorite season. But Season 5 was a pretty strong contender too. This was the season where the map was covered in sand. It's become a big desert in the middle of the map. And we got tunneling whenever they enabled it, because there were several points where they had to disable the tunneling because of some glitch that would make players invisible or invincible. I think there was a point, there was 2 separate points, I think, where you would glitch and no one could see you, or you would glitch and you could not be killed. I know there was one glitch with the 0 point that I experienced where I jumped in it, and when it spit me out, it really screwed up my camera angle, and I could not move. It left me completely immobile, and someone eventually came over and killed me. And I think the only thing I could do was emote. And it was like really bad. I have to go back and look at that video again. But overall, the season was very cool. This was our first time we got an anime kind of skin with the Alexa skin. I liked this battle pass. I think it was a pretty cool battle pass. I did not hate any of them. Like, I think I remember thinking that like the Menace, I think it is, the guy in the middle there with the gladiator dude. I think I remember feeling like he was kind of underwhelming as a character. But also, none of these characters showed up on the map as a boss, except for Mando. The Mandalorian was there. The very first kill I got of that season was the Mandalorian. I sniped him from a distance. That was kind of weird. But, again, very cool season. The secret skin was the Predator. He was fun to take down. Again, I liked the whole idea there. There was a good many changes to the map. The Butter Barn, a favorite. Always loved hearing the Butter Barn theme. But overall, I really like this season. Very cool. The end of the season with Agent Jones betraying the Imagined Order and summoning the Foundation. The true start of, I think, the core story here, if you're following up, would be this season. Because we saw Jones at first in the device event at the end of Season 2, but it kind of just went away, and there really wasn't much to talk about until after Galactus was defeated, and we saw that Galactus exposing the 0 point is what kind of triggered all of this disaster happening in the 0 point season. So at the end, of course, Jones summons the Foundation. They try to keep the 0 point from imploding again, and they sort of succeed, but at the cost, it turns the island primal, which is where we lead into Season 6, where the Foundation is locked inside of the Spire. And finally, because Jones is trapped in the loop again, we get him in the Battle Pass. And this, I was very excited to have all these different variations of Agent Jones, where he's upgrading his armor and stuff as his suit begins to wear away, which I think is also supposed to be a symbolic thing. You see his suit starts getting tattered up to, one, reflect that he's fighting and he's trying his best to, he's getting ready to save reality. Also, it shows him the deterioration of his suit through the season, or as you unlock him in the Battle Pass. It looks less and less like a business suit, which I think is supposed to symbolically reflect him getting out of the Order. And so at the end, he's wearing the gear of all the people that he's, met through his various jumps. He's got some piece of like Mando's armor. He's got like a headband that used to be his tie. It's reminiscent of Ryu's headband, and a glove. He's got some Batman gear on, which we really never explained when he met Batman specifically. But Batman did join the island during this time period as part of the original Fortnite Batman crossover comic. So I just assume at some point Jones ran into Batman while he was on the island. But that was really cool. The Agent Jones skin is one of the cooler skins. I like this season a lot still. Who else was on this Battle Pass? Raven was on the Battle Pass. The secret skin was Neymar Jr. Yeah, this wasn't my favorite battle pass, but I think of the skins that, like, I like the Raven skin. Lara Croft was in this battle pass. That was cool. Uh, Raz was an interesting character. I don't know if I like. I like the idea of the story there, but like the cube stuff still seems like to confuse me a little bit. I don't know. But like Toronto was a pretty good skin. The Cluck skin was kind of funny, but I think I've warmed up a little bit more to it. Like it still looks really weird, but I don't know. It's supposed to be a funny skin. Uh, Neymar Jr. I made a video with him. I'm still sort of torn on the whole making real people in the in the skins thing. Like I know people are big fans of these people, and yes, I did buy the LeBron James skin partially to represent the Looney Tunes thing, but I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, maybe. But again, this was one of the weaker seasons in my opinion, though. Talking about content wise, we got some weapons added over time, but there didn't really feel like a lot to do. Like the wildlife, we got wildlife in the game. And I was really excited for the Raptors to be in the game. I still like the Raptors, but that was about it. Like, there really wasn't much else to do. I think this was the most boring season overall in terms of the in-game content. Like, I didn't hate it, but it did feel like not a lot happened. Thankfully, that all changed in Season 7. This was a really cool season, and the aliens, the huge presence of the alien invasion was very fun. Like the UFOs over certain places, the abductors that would come in, it made mobility around the island very cool, and like the UFOs were fun to play. There was always one under, I think it was the Green Bridge, that would spawn in. Like it would be covered up in a circle of bushes, and it was kind of hard to see, but I almost always could go there and find it. No, I guess very few people knew it was there. Like I could even go there in the later part of the game, and nobody had picked it up. So I don't know. Maybe just a lot of people did not know that it was there. But they were fun to pilot. I know they had to nerf them a little bit, but that was okay. This was a good battle pass, I think. Rick, of course, Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Superman was the secret skin. Sloane's a good skin. Gugamon, I didn't know. Like that was also a collab skin. I didn't realize that until a little later. The Joey skin is cool because you start off as this tattooed dude with scars and an eye patch. It's actually just a disguise for an alien girl. Who else was in this battle pass? The Chimera skin, the robot skin that's controlled by the little alien. So this was a good battle pass. And again, like POIs got abducted through the season, and we were doing missions specifically from Sloane. And so you felt like the story was always progressing in this season. Like, there was something happening. And I think overall, though, like and then we got like the devices for the zero gravity grenade or whatever it was. The gameplay was just a lot of fun. The stuff that they added to the game made it fun to be in this season. And then we got the big end of season event, Operation Skyfire, where we saw the return of the cubes. We thought we were going to get... We were betrayed by Sloane because she didn't want the cube to make it back to the island. But turns out we turned one of the cubes blue. And even through the current season, it has still done nothing. So we have still not seen what this blue cube is going to do or what power it could possibly have. Surely it will be relevant to the end of the season, because it is the only cube that has not moved through this whole season. But anyway, speaking of this season, the cubed season, I'm really disappointed that the map doesn't look like it did in the trailer, where everything's on fire and there's literally just purple cubes everywhere. I wish they had changed the map more to reflect the promotional art, and like there's this darkness and meteors in the sky. Like, it really should have been. But like, there's specifically a shot in the trailer people were disappointed in that shows the factory, the cube energy factory. I can't remember what it's called. Crap, what is that called anyway? It shows a piece of debris hitting that and it being destroyed, but the factory is left intact. So, I don't know. The original Kevin the Cube actually broke out from under that factory later, so at least something was there. There's some destruction happened there, just not the way that was presented in the cinematic trailer. But anyway, this was a strong battle pass in my opinion. I like the core skin, the tuna fish skin. That was kind of challenging to get all those skins out of that. I like this Tauren character, but it feels like she should be more important because she actually uses a cube. So who is she? What is her thing? If the Cube Queen controls all the cubes, why does she use a cube? Carnage is cool. I love the Fabio Sparkle main. The Charlotte skin's pretty cool too. JB Chimpanski's a cool skin, and the secret skin was the Cube Queen herself. Another good battle pass, good season. And at this point now, all that's left is the Naruto collab has already come out. I've already talked about that. So all that's left now really is just to wait for the end of the season, at the end of the chapter. A lot of pieces. Donald Mustard has teased a new look for Agent Jones, or at least a new costume, where it looks like he's a prisoner. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit with these big, thick handcuffs on. I assume this means he's been captured by the Imagined Order for betraying them. Maybe he's in the IO's own prison. It looked like, I've seen the parts where it looks like maybe they do have like a holding center or something in their base. Maybe he's in some other reality as a prisoner and nobody really knows who he is or whatever. I assume he's been captured by the IO. The Foundation is back on the island, having escaped Gotham in the big war there between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom. So I assume he's looking for Jones, and he's going to be seeing all the destruction of the island from the cubes and the Cube Queen. So we're likely going to see a big war between the IO and the Queen. That's what's basically been happening this whole season, and what they're setting up for now with the opening of the redacted bunker. The IO is going to launch an assault in an attempt to prevent the Cube Queen from totally taking over the island. I'm going to assume that she will take over the island. The entire island is already being corrupted. I assume that when the event starts, the entire island will be taken into the sideways. All of it. And the IO will fight back. And at some point, the Foundation will either free Agent Jones, or the Foundation will summon the rest of the Seven in an attempt to fight off. I would assume that this will likely lead to a temporary truce between the IO and the Seven, where the IO will have to relinquish control of the 0 point to the Seven in order to stop the Cube Queen. That's going to be my prediction for what happens. I hope I'm wrong, because I like being surprised. So, I don't know. But that's pretty much all I got. I guess I could rank them real quick. Least favorite season to favorite season. Season 6, probably my least favorite season overall. Season 3, probably my least favorite. Next to least favorite. Maybe season 2. I really liked that season. Like I said, the only season I thought was actually kind of a little bit meh was season 6. The rest of them I still liked. I think they are good seasons. Season 2, just because I didn't know a lot about what was going on. I was discovering the island, but that in and of itself was fun. Maybe Season 8 in the middle. I've still enjoyed it, though. Season 7, maybe? UFOs were a lot of fun to play. Season 5, I think, would be my next favorite because of the collabs and the desert burrowing system was a lot of fun. And, of course, I think my top favorite season, I've got to say, is the Marvel season. I just think that was a very fun season. I was very interested in what was happening. And I just like seeing all the Marvel characters. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Chapter 2. I'm looking forward to Chapter 3. Very excited, and very excited for the live event. The end. So, what do you guys think? What was your favorite moments from the season? Maybe favorite skins, favorite events? Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Go check out all my other stuff. And we will see you next time. And that may or may not be for the end. We'll have to see what all happens between now and the 4th. But as always, thanks for watching. See you later.